Welcome everybody, thank you for coming. I'd like to introduce into our practice now a method of noticing and labeling. This method has come from Mahasi Sayadaw and the Mahasi lineage, and I find it very helpful, very useful for developing continuity, precision, and momentum of attention. The method of noticing and labeling is very simple and can be divided into 3 parts. Noticing refers to being aware of your present experience. The present experience of just sitting here now. So if you bring your awareness to your body now, you may start to notice what it feels like just to sit here. I can notice that my body is filled with various sensations. And these sensations have certain qualities to them. And in the next talk, we're going to talk more about these qualities, known as elemental qualities. In my body, I can feel warmth. I can feel some coolness in some parts. I can feel the softness of my arms resting on my legs. The touch of one hand resting in the other, that pressure. Can feel the experience of air touching my skin and clothing that has an experience to it as well. And the pressure of my body resting on the floor. Can you feel that now? All these different experiences that we refer to as sensations. But it's more than sensations, isn't it? It's all these different qualities, elemental qualities. Softness to hardness, warmth to coolness, wetness, dryness, and movement. To help to bring our awareness to this experience of our body that we've noticed, we can use simple, silent labels. A silent label is a simple word that describes what you're experiencing now in order to bring your awareness to that experience. It's important to keep these labels very simple. If the label means something to you, then it's correct. But use a simple label to describe it, such as sitting. Sitting describes my body sitting here and takes in the whole range of experience within my body. If we want to become more precise, if we want to start to become more aware of various experiences within our body, then you become more precise in your labels, such as warm, cool, touching. Yeah? So this form of using these words brings our awareness to that experience. When using labels, we use it in two parts. There's always two labels used together. The first label, such as warm, brings our awareness to that experience of warmth. In this case, the experience of warmth within our body. The second label is designed to give us the opportunity to experience that. So, warm, the attention moves to the experience of warmth. Warm, and you rub your awareness around, you feel, you experience that warmth. We can understand this with an analogy of an apple. You notice that the apple is there. Yeah? That's the first movement. That's noticing. You bring that apple to your mouth. That's the first label. And then you bite into, you taste, you experience that apple. That's the first label. So I notice my body sitting here, sitting. The first label, sitting, brings my awareness to the whole of my body. The second label, sitting, is a movement of experiencing all those different qualities within my body, the warmth, the coolness, the pressure, etc. And again, if we become more accurate, say with the touch of our hands, our thumbs are touching together, I observe, I notice that the thumbs are touching. The noticing is mindfulness. And then I use those two simple labels. Touching, to bring my awareness to that touch. Touching, rubbing awareness on, experiencing that feeling of touch. What does it feel like? So in meditation, it looks like this. Beginning the meditation, relaxing inwards. We can take some slow, softening breaths. We notice that relaxation. Relaxing. We say these labels silently to ourselves. Relaxing. The second label is experiencing that relaxation, that's letting go. Sitting, feeling your whole body. Sitting, experiencing your whole body. Sitting. You notice that your mind wanders away from your body. Wandering. What does wandering feel like? Wandering. And this can be used for different things. Thinking. Yeah? So you notice that you've become lost within thinking. You acknowledge the thinking with the first label. You experience what thinking feels like. What does it feel like to think? Can you notice the effort within your mind associated with that thinking? Can you notice any response within your body? Tight. Tense. Pleasant. Unpleasant. When you've noticed these things, you've experienced them, You soften, relax, coming back to your body, sitting, feeling your whole body, being aware of your body, grounding your awareness within your body. As this develops and you relax further, your samadhi starts to develop, and samadhi means you become more collected in your attention. You'll start to notice the natural flow of breathing in your body. And I say natural because that means the breathing's happening by itself. I experience this as a gentle stretch in my body as the breath comes in, and a natural relax as the breath goes out. So you use the labels in the same way to train your attention. What this will do is it will lower down or lower the amount of times that your mind will wander. And when your mind wanders, you can use that as an opportunity for insight by experiencing where your attention wandered to, experiencing what it wandered to. Sitting, I relax. I start to become aware of the flow of breathing in my body. In, out. The first label, in, I bring my awareness to the movement of each in-breath. The second label of in, I experience that movement. What does that movement feel like? What does it feel within your body to breathe? Can you feel the movement? Can you feel changes in warmth or movement? Can you feel changes or sensations within that breathing? What's the experience of breathing? What tells you that breathing is happening now? There's different sensations. So the second label, we experience those sensations. In. As the breath goes out, we notice, we bring our awareness to the breath in, and then we use the second label to rub our awareness on to experience it. Out. That's what it feels like. In. That's what breathing feels like. Out. It feels like this. Very simple. Again, we say these silently to ourselves. Very silently. Yeah? Very simple practice. If while being mindful of your breathing, in, a sound draws your attention, hearing. The first label acknowledges that you're hearing a sound. The next one, you experience the sound and your relationship towards that. What does the sound feel like? I can also notice I don't like the sound because it's disturbing my meditation. Not liking. What does it feel like not to like something? Or it's some wonderful music. Hearing. Liking. What does it feel like to like things? So you can use labels in this way to clarify where your attention is resting, and also to develop insight into things by actually experiencing them. This is the skillful way of using noticing, which is the mindfulness aspect, and labeling, which is the label to bring our awareness to that experience, and the second one to actually experience that, to get down to the elemental qualities of that, to really notice what's going on. Yeah. Now, as you start to become more skilled at labeling, you'll start to find that you'll start to train your attention to rest more firmly, to become more steady, to not to wander as much. As your attention starts to settle down and doesn't wander as much, And as your mindfulness becomes stronger, that means the noticing aspect of noticing and labeling becomes stronger. Then you can start to let go of the labels. This can be considered like you're going to a party, and when you're first at that party, or you're holding a party and guests are coming. So as each guest comes into your party, you greet them. You greet them with their name. You call them by their name and you get to know them. Oh, it's Mary. Mary. Getting to know Mary. Once you know Mary, then you let her pass. She goes out, enjoys the party, and then you come back to greeting other guests. But once you actually know someone, you recognize them, you understand them, then it's no longer needed to use a label. So as your skill in meditation increases and you get to know more about the experience of your body, of your mind, of your heart, and you get to know more about the experiences of your senses, you'll actually start to use less labels, because you don't need to say Mary's name all the time to recognize Mary. You're just noticing that Mary is there. You're noticing what Mary does, but you no longer need to bring your attention to Mary. You no longer need to actually really understand what Mary's about. It's like this. So in MIDL, when we're using labels, we can use some labels in the beginning. You can start to apply them from meditation skill number 3, mindful presence, all the way up to meditation skill number, number 6, when you're aware of the length of each breath. You can use labels in that whole section all the way up to being aware of the length of each breath, the experience of that. Yeah. But once you get past that point and your samadhi develops and your attention starts to narrow and you start to become aware of the sensations at the tip of your nose, you no longer need to use labels. Actually, if you use labels, it will actually disturb the development of your samadhi. What you do instead here is developing your noticing skill, noticing with clear comprehension what is happening now. What is happening now. The only time you'd use a label is if something really disturbs your attention and you find you go back into grosser experience. Wonderful. I hope this makes sense. Is that helpful? Yes? Wonderful. Thank you everyone for sharing today. I really appreciate it. Take care and have a wonderful day. Thank you.